And we're live.
You have to
Spoiler.
finish the puzzle.
Yeah, it's oh my god. Let's talk. I can't wait to talk about that. All right, so listen to we should wait for Woody to get back
Woody for that.
Explain that.
Oh, he's coming back. There we
Oh,
go.
great. Yeah, let him get on mic. So Woody, have you ever seen one of those puzzle rooms?
Yeah, we've done them.
Oh, you have.
Yeah. I brought the Woodycraft team building thing. I paid for it. Yeah.
Yeah. Did they have like difficulty levels of puzzle rooms?
They did.
Was there like easy, medium, hard?
There were 2 of them, and I think there were 2 of them, and they weren't meant to be more difficult. They were just like, hey, history tells us that this one gets solved more often or less often.
Well, we decided to go do one of these things, and we picked the hardest one possible that only 20% of applicants solve. And we did not finish, spoiler alert, but we almost did. And very, very close. He came in there at the end, and he was like, you want to go ahead and finish up? And we were all like, I look at my girlfriend, and she's like faint. She's literally faint. She's so hungry. And I'm just like, why don't you just show us how it finishes? And he's like, oh, we just do this and that, and now you can finish. And we're okay. So we're crawling through a hole and like filling out a cipher. And finally we got to the end of it, and it was over. But it was an hour of being in a room going through puzzles and unlocking boxes and turning key locks and like doing Simon Says with buttons that were on the wall. And in one of the cases, we unlocked an Allen wrench, and we took the panel off the wall and ripped it out, and we crawled through the hole that's created into a room that's just black, and you've got a flashlight, and you're reading the wall with the flashlight. Yep. Well, it took us forever to find the goddamn light switch in that room. So we're playing in the dark for a while. I think if we had
keep
light...
in mind, this whole time, so at this point, it was just me, you, and Chiz in that room trying to find shit on the walls. And meanwhile, your girlfriend is still in the light room. And when I'm like peeking back through to be like, hey, hand me that prop or whatever the fuck thing we think might help. Like, hand me that box, hand me that. Like, I just see her face, and it's just the face of someone who's like, I am so not in the mood to watch you guys, prance around in there going like, oh, this could be a clue. Like, trying to figure stuff out. And meanwhile, having to like hand us stuff, and we're, playing with the locks. Like, maybe it's just these 4 codes that are written on the wall. Nope, turns out that's not it. Would have made it a real boring puzzle, right? I mean, it was way more fun than I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be a little bit silly, and it was for a second. One of the things they made you do, which I think was their like filler thing just to get it to a long enough test, is they played Simon on the wall, where it was like, red, blue, green, yellow, or whatever, and you have to hit it in the same tonal order. And they were playing other shit on the loudspeakers or the radio while this is all happening. So there's like some fake guy on the radio being like, Delta 7 10 Alpha Beta. And then like every 20 seconds he resays that, and meanwhile you're trying to follow like the beep boop beep 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 boop beep. And Chiz was over there fucking around with the lockbox, and I was saying to Kyle, because it starts off easy and it gets harder, because me and Kyle were handling it on our own. And saying like, all right, you get the first 5, I'll get the next 5. And that's how we were doing it. And eventually they got way too long.
Yeah, I got like 12 or 14.
I got the first 5, Kyle, you get the next 5. And I was like, I got the first 5, and I watch it keeps ticking. And then I look to you and you're like, yeah, that was like 9. I have no idea which ones it is. So we had to figure that out. We eventually got all of that solved when Chiz jumped back in and saved us. And so that was good.
Ours was interesting. Like, so with ours, it wasn't just my group. It was like half Woodycraft staff and half total strangers. And with the total strangers, like, and out of the gate, you don't know what you're dealing with. I don't have a vibe for how good they're going to be at this. And it was fun to see things unfold. Like, all right, that girl, she is going to be an asset on this team. That guy, he will never solve anything. If he gives any ideas or clues, disregard them immediately. Yeah, that guy is functionally an idiot. That is it. And we went through, and the way I remember it, like that, I solved a couple of the cool thing, like the harder ones myself, and there was one that stumped a lot of people that, for what it had to do with a bunch of playing cards, I kind of figured out. And the oversight people were like, oh my god, like, we've got ringers on this team, they're going to be able to solve it. But we got stuck on something for a long time, and we didn't beat it. But it was fun. I really liked it.
Have you ever done one of those, Kwebbelkop?
Nope. I have, however, been to this haunted house thing it was in New York City, which kind of reminds me of it, but it's not really a puzzle solver. It's more of a show, a theater show, which you just get sent into this dark maze, and all of a sudden you're in a 5-story building with people running around, and it's really creepy. But it's more of a haunted house where you don't really have to solve puzzles, but to beat it. But it's like you can solve the puzzles to understand the story of what's actually going on, because sometimes a naked lady would run across you, like full naked, jump into a bathtub, and you're like, what the fuck am I looking at right now?
The Taylor sounded like it was better than mine. Like I remember a lot of ours being like a chest holding a lockbox, holding a smaller lockbox, holding a key. And it's like, well, that's kind of low budget, isn't it? Like,
yeah, this is just like 30 minutes at Home Depot. Like,
yeah, exactly. Like, and there were some cool things. Like there was a closet that you unlocked, and then you had like a black light, and there were clues and stuff that you could only see if you had gotten the black light out of the chest inside the thing, out of inside of it. But they're neat. They're a good time. We were hot. It was super hot that day, and that played a role in it too. Yeah.
Ours was and the other bullshit thing. So when the guy came back in to relieve us at the end of the hour and tell us like, oh, you didn't quite get it, here's how close you were. We were like I expected him to be like, oh, you still had to finish this and then unlock the code to go into the next room, and that's where you start the light puzzle or whatever the fuck he said. But he was like, oh man, you guys are one step away. You guys are like right here. You're right here. And I was like, oh man, what a shame. Well, see ya. And then the guy was like, no, you guys got to stay and finish it. Like, just finish it up real quick. I see you got the ciphers started. Like, just finish it up. Like, I'll go in the other room and restart your clock so that you can finish it and get the credit. And I was just like, no, it's fine. Like, we're okay. Like, just show us how it ends, and it's going to be all right. Just show us how this ends. And the guy must have been a salesman, because he would not take a no. I gave him 2 no's, and he said, no, seriously. And he was doing that thing where like at the moment, we're all in this dark room, and the only opening is a little cat door behind him, and he's just going like this as he's backing up, and we're all standing around the puzzle pieces, and he's going, no, you guys can finish it. Just finish it up. I'm gonna go back through this door, and I'm gonna restart your thing. All right, you're gonna do it, right? And we're like, all right, I guess we'll fucking finish the puzzle, because you're making us feel bad about it. But
I have a rude thing I say.
I'm talking to him about the guy who wouldn't let us leave the puzzle room, who did not take no for an answer. Hijacked us.
This is my thing that I do. I've used this line like half a dozen times. They don't take no. They don't take no. You can just do this. You can just do this. And I'm like, listen, man, you have just witnessed the making of a decision. And they're just like, oh, well, I guess that's that then. It has just happened. You've witnessed the making of a decision, and there we have it. Let's act on it. And no one ever goes like, no. It's like, oh, decision's been made.
Yeah, if it was still like, if he was rude or curt,
your mic's off.
Do you know that your mic is muted? Oh.
I can hear him screaming.
What was he saying?
He said, "Ah!" That's all that I heard.
He's still muted, it would seem.
Yeah, he's still muted.
Oh, no, he's not.
Oh, he's back. All right, but you were saying something about the wouldn't take no for an answer guy.
Something about a witness. I don't know. It was a joke, but it's gone now. It's gone.
Okay.
Timing's important. That's why I went because the joke's ruined.
He was very kind about it, though. Like, he seemed like a guy who wanted to see us finish the puzzle, because he's a man who works at a puzzle factory. And so to him, puzzles are like, you solve it and you go home that night like, God damn. Fucking Bobby had puzzle. Oh my God. Oh, I'm so fucking into puzzles. Oh, I get like getting lost in new cities. A city is just a puzzle to be solved, or whatever the fuck this guy would say. But he was so nice about it that I wanted to go back and finish the puzzle. And so we did. And in the end, all that happens is we killed the robot. I don't mind spoiling that, because none of you are going to.
We actually didn't kill it. I think we stopped the meltdown. I think the robot was friendly. She didn't want to melt down. We were trying to help her.
Oh, I didn't pay attention to the narrative. I guess I was looking at
was
things
it a friendly robot or an evil robot? It was an evil robot. It's been confirmed. There we go.
Like, it, when they were saying before we went in, they're like, do not kick, bite, smash, or destroy any materials you come across. Everything you need to solve it is in the room. Do not tear things off the wall. Do not bring tools from home and unscrew light fixtures. Like, it's saying things that people have clearly done where they're like, oh, I know how to solve it. It's under the fluorescent lights. Take them out and you bring your own lights. And then you put them up there and you can see all the lemon juice scribblings on the bottom. And then I go in and I was like, who would try to do this? Like, at the very least, if you break a lock, like, you've ruined the fun of the puzzle, because now it's just like okay, well, fuck. Like it's out of order.
Picking it, you know.
And then I realized immediately why that's a rule, because I picked up that first lock that had our cards in it, and I picked it up by the lock, and I almost tore that thing in half. It was the cheapest lock on the cheapest I've ever felt. If I had pulled it this hard, we would have skipped that whole step. That whole step of the puzzle. I could have. If I had dropped it a little aggressively, it might have popped.
That would have been a sweet mercy if you had done that for us, because I think I enjoyed the puzzle room less than anyone. I was in once we got past the Simon Says, like I just didn't really enjoy it that much. I was happy to see everyone else enjoying themselves, but
I liked it more after Simon Says.
Oh man, I didn't like Simon Says. It was at that point when I was like, this is just doing some pretty simple stuff that
in the beginning, the first, like, the robot says the first thing, and it's like, whatever you do, don't hit the doomsday button. And there's, like, aside from the fucking colored buttons that you have to remember for the patterns, there's a clear button that says doomsday. And so we just were standing around for like 3 or 4 minutes of our hour, just looking at shit, being like, all right, well, when is this thing going to tell us what to do? Until eventually, I think it was Chiz was like, just someone hit the doomsday button. And so I hit it and it started the game. And so it was like, oh,
kept going.
Shit, this is garbage. We just lost 5 minutes. And then we lost so much time on Simon, which was embarrassing, because those guys sitting watching the camera room are like, look at these 4 adults not be able to figure this out.
4 adults who can't solve Simon Says.
Yeah, it was beep, beep, boop. God damn it, I can't figure. You take the first 5, you take the next 5. And I guess we're delegating Simon Says work. But,
yeah, I didn't think I was gonna have as much fun this trip, but I definitely have. I really enjoyed the magic, and our activities, such as they have been interesting.